We live in a VUCA world. Volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. We realize we need to start manage in a more strategic way our risks and audits. Yet our 7 global delivery centers were managing the audits and risk in their local tools, local systems. We found there was an immediate benefit of bringing all this activity together and have an enterprise-wide visibility. We had other business functions already using ServiceNow globally, and when we were looking at ServiceNow IRM solution, it was a superior solution compared to market tools because of its feature, scalability, and international reach. We have now implemented a world-class solution using ServiceNow IRM across all our 7 global delivery centers.
When we started our journey, the visibility of risk within our globally distributed organization and our delivery centers was fundamentally based on spreadsheet reporting. There were some good homebrew tools, but no real standardization. I had limited visibility on the performance of my organization in terms of internal and external audit outcomes and risk performance. We needed to standardize, digitize, and improve our risk and audit management, and so we needed a very global tool that was high performing but also very easy to use and intuitive from an operational perspective. We created a structure in IRM that categorizes risks, manages them, and allows us to identify relationships and patterns.
All 7 of our GDCs can now plan, execute and report audits centrally using IRM. The solution provides end-to-end transparency of risks which are reported as business as usual. Many of our customers are global, multinational, so we can see the data per customer even if they are serviced by different teams. We can now ensure all GDCs are measuring the same risk criteria, assessing compliance and analysing audit results using one data source.
Our users were at first uncomfortable of sharing their risks and issues in a common platform. They didn't want to be seen as running their projects imperfectly. It was our job to make them see that reporting risks and finding audit issues is actually a good thing. The more, the better, because that way they don't emerge as customer-facing issues. It was also a big change to move from document-based reporting to a digitalized platform. To enable this change, we collaborated with our users to gather their requirements and then further on to help them to use the system. We also had in-depth trainings and in general held their hand all the way. We're now climbing up the change management curve, and now that the users have seen the benefits the system brings to them, they say they wouldn't go back.
Stick to out-of-the-box solutions built on best practice. See it as an opportunity to review and update your processes, looking at how you work rather than customizing IRM to existing processes. Bring your users into the game early so that your implementation will be smooth. Spend time understanding the true power of IRM and get consultation rather than guessing. It'll save time. Implement IRM in an agile way with a roadmap. Start with something simple and scale the capabilities up. By following the approach I've just explained, we've been able to achieve measurable improvements. Automated risk and audit reports are created in seconds, whereas manual work used to take days. We can measure the coverage of audits and gain a high level of confidence to our compliance. We can respond to bid queries in a few minutes based on the information of which standards we are certified via mapping from Unified Compliance Framework. And cost reduction is achieved by the use of a single integrated toolset, thereby avoiding the cost of manual processing.
we're now able to learn a lesson in one part of our business and pass it to other parts of our business, often with a lot of the rich context and the lessons applied. We are therefore seeing real tangible operational improvements. IRM is a tool that unites us across risk and audit. I think we achieved something quite special for ourselves by integrating risk, policy, compliance and audit management across our very complicated, complex and distributed organisation. We're increasingly risk-driven at operational level, ever more oriented to our customer needs and how they perceive risk. And we're ever more standardised as we do so.
Since going live last year, the GDCs have reported over 250 risks, over 200 engagements, and over 500 audit findings in the system. And now the data is reaching the critical mass. We can start seeing patterns in the data and we can draw insights from it. It's an exciting time, and we aim to achieve a full usage of the system by using control objectives and UCF. They support both risk and audit activities.